I'm your host, Rook. With me, as always, I got Dio and Rodney. How you guys doing?
I'm
Doing
doing
good, man.
okay.
Excuse me. Uh, we're good, guys. Man, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to see you guys. Saw you a little bit this morning. We got the Raiders and the Cowboys tonight, guys, and I'm feeling Dak Prescott for 3 touchdowns. And
Well,
if he's gonna do that, that means some people are gonna get some yardage.
all right, so let me ask you this. Going on what you say, Brandon, how do you feel about Dak at 264 and a half passing yards?
I really like it. I really like him going for 325 tonight. But the
Dio?
one that I really like for Dak is his passing touchdowns 1.5.
I like that one better.
All right, we're in agreement. I always try to take the touchdowns because yards is such a hard hit a lot of
Never
times.
mind, it's not on this one.
Passing touchdowns is on there for 1.5.
Yeah, it is.
Where's that?
Under passing touchdowns at the top. Now, now to
I'm
that
not
one,
seeing it. Oh,
are
there it
we
is.
are we staying away from Geno Smith 1.5
Oh,
touchdowns?
absolutely. But I can't take the 1.5. I wanted to take it. I can't take that one. I'm gonna take Dak for the 9.5 rushing yards. I'm also gonna take Javante Williams for the 75.5 rushing yards.
I do like that one.
Jake Ferguson for 34.5 receiving yards. And I also like Tyler Lockett for 26.5 receiving yards.
Let me see something. You said Pickens at 65.5 you like?
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
I like the Tyler Lockett 26.5, Jake Ferguson for 34.5. And I saw this one, and on the other side, it's 55.5. Here it's 65.5, but it's still screaming at me George Pickens. He's hit 4 of the last 5. The one he missed was 57, and I really like him at 65.5. I've been thinking about him all day.
I agree. How do you feel about the Ashland Genty 67.5 rushing?
I took the under on that.
104, I can see that. What about you, Brandon?
So I'm not gonna lie. I think on him, if I'm gonna do anything, I would take the rushing and receiving under 100, under 90.5. Um, man, we have not been able to stop the run game.
Hang on.
But we get Demario Overshown back tonight.
Yep.
We have Logan Wilson. We have Quinnen Williams. We got Houston. We got some guys now. We got Kenneth Murray. So
That's
we've got some guys now.
that's what I'm talking about.
And that Ashton Genty one really scared. I think I like the 90.5 taking the under.
I like, I do agree with you there.
Because I think he might get some receiving yards, but I don't think they're. I think they're going to bottle him up on the ground.
It's going to be like 3 yard, 4 yard dump offs, you're thinking, right?
Yeah. This is a really bad game for Dallas, too, because I don't think it's actually going to be able to tell us what the defense really looks like, if that makes any sense. Like, the Raiders are such a bad offense that even if we are mediocre, we're not going to be able to really see that we're mediocre. We're going to look like a really good defense against these guys. And I don't want to shade what my defense really looks like.
One
Does that make
that
sense?
it does make sense. One that stands out to me looking at this is Ryan Flournoy. 1.5 receptions. He's hit 3 of 5. 63012.
I like him more than Kevontae Turpin. The only problem is I think Kevontae Turpin is going to get those reps now that he's back.
Yeah, I can see that. Bad distance.
But I don't mind the Ryan Flournoy for 2 receptions. That's not a bad pick. I feel pretty comfortable with that one.
Dio,
I
what
think
do
he
you
get 2 catches tonight.
what do you think?
You're talking about Turpin?
I'm talking about Flournoy.
Give me a second, guys. This guy handed something. I've got to look at it.
All right. I mean, Turpin, I would agree with you on Turpin.
My eyes keep playing with the CD Lamb.
He's not there. You know what I'm actually interested in also on the Cowboys?
Huh.
George Pickens for 4.5 receptions.
I think that's a good one, too. I think he'll get somewhere close to 6.
He's hit 3 of 5, 2, 9, 4, 7, 6. Only one down game he had was a 2 reception.
The only thing that gets interesting with this is whenever you look at now Raheem Mostert for 14.5 receiving and rushing yards. That actually looks pretty good. I know he's only hit it 2 out of the 5, but 22, 4, 2, 14, 15. I kind of like that 15.5. But anyway, George Pickens reception. If you look at his receptions, he's hit 3 out of 5, but it's 9, 4, 7, 6. So yeah, I do like that.
I feel more confident with that Pickens one than I do the Mostert because you don't know what you're going to see, if you're going to see him or not. Like, for instance, I took Will Shipley last night on, like, what was it, like 5.5 yards, and he normally gets that game, and he was non-existent. So I worry about the same factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nope. I thought you were still busy looking at stuff, not know what I mean back at me.
Can Max Crosby get 3.5 assists and tackles? 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. Can you hit 4 against my Dallas?
Yeah, because I think he'll be busy tonight. I think you guys will have the ball possession more.
I do like that one. I think I'm going to stay away from the receptions, and I'm going to take the Max Crosby one.
How do y'all feel about the Raheem Mostert 14.5 receiving and rushing yards? He's the backup running back. I know Ashton Genty is going to get most of the carries, but he could catch one and break 15.
Man, that's if you take his average. If you take the average of his last 5 games, that's he's reflecting under.
I feel like Geno Smith's going to have negative rushing yards. I don't feel like he's going to have yards rushing. But that's too low of a number to take because he might just break one for a first down. Looking at some of the NBA, I don't see any more on here I really like. But looking at the NBA,
I'm going to go with the Mostert on that one.
You are going to go with it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to ride with that.
14. I know it looks really enticing because I don't think Ashton Genty is going to have a good game. I think they're going to rely on him more than normal. I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to use that as my last pick.
That's what I did.
I'm doing this as a whatchamacallit? A hedge.
A gamble?
Oh, I only have 6. I'm sorry. I have Dak Prescott for 9.5 rushing yards. I think he'll get somewhere around 20. Javonte Williams, 75.5 rushing yards. I think he's going to break 100. Jake Ferguson for 34.5. I think he's going to be closer to the 50 mark. Tyler Lockett, 26.5. I think he's going to be their main go-to guy tonight. I think he's going to be key on third down. I think that the Raiders' offense is going to have a hard time. George Pickens, 65.5 receiving yards. I think that's going to be easy. I think we might see him and CD both get to the 100 range. Matt Crosby, 3.5 tackles and assists. I'm with you, Dio. I think he's gonna be busy tonight.
What did you say you getting to the Javonte Williams rushing yards at? It sounded like you said 37.5. I got it for 75.5. Is that what you said?
I'm sorry, what?
I said the Javonte Williams. It sounded like you said 37.5 rushing yards.
No, I took Javonte Williams. It was 75.5, 76.
All right. It sounded like you said 37.5. How he's going down the list. We're taking the same thing here. All right, y'all ready to go on to NBA, or Dio, you got any other thoughts?
No. I'm just giving you a rundown what I took in that game tonight, guys.
Go ahead.
I've got Jonte at under 67.5 rushing. I've got Dak on the 9.5 over rushing. I've got Geno Smith on the under for 9.5 rushing. George Pickens at 68.5 over receiving yards. I took Luke Schoonmaker over 5.5 receiving yards. I think he'll be out there when Fergie's not, and I think he'll get a couple of passes out there tonight. I think 5.5 is not unrealistic. I took Brock Bowers on the under for 71.5 receiving yards. I do like the Max Crosby 3.5 assist plus tackles. I took the over. But I took Javonte Williams on the 0.5 rushing touchdowns. I took the over. I like that one better than his receiving yards or his receiving, and rushing yards. I like him getting a rushing touchdown tonight, guys. Those are my 8 picks for that game.
All right. I got Pickens at over 65.5 receiving yards. I got Lockett over 26.5 rushing yards. Raheem Mostert over 14.5 receiving plus rushing. I got Dak Prescott for more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Javonte Williams over 75.5 rushing yards. Jake Ferguson over 34.5 receiving yards. And we all agree on the Max Crosby more than 3.5 assists and tackle. And Jonte under 90.5 receiving rushing yards.
Wow. I like it, Bird. I like it. So apparently last night, I decided I was going to put in one, and I just now seen it. I love when I put one in and forget I did it. Scotty Barnes for 7.5 rebounds. Simone Fontecchio, 8.5 points. Sandro Mamouklashvili.
Say that 5 times real fast before you go
Not
on.
at all. 7.5 points.
Hey, if you can say that real fast, the ladies would love you.
Boy, I'm telling you. Dak Prescott for 259.5 passing yards. George Pickens for 66.5 receiving yards. CeeDee Lamb for 89.5 receiving yards. Javonte Williams for 75.5 rushing yards. And Tyler Lockett for 27.5 rushing yards. Receiving yards, I'm sorry. No, if it would have been rushing yards, I definitely would have taken the under.
Let me ask y'all this. For me, I like keeping my games together. Like NBA football. Do y'all ever mix y'all's pick, or do
Yes.
y'all?
Yes, I do. For the fact that I could only really honestly come up with 8 picks out of the Dallas Vegas game tonight, I like to go ahead and make it a baker's, not a baker's dozen, but a dozen, and I go with the 12 picks. And I may even go back and take, honestly, guys, I may take Pickens off my parlay tonight. If I see something better on the NBA, I'll drop one of the picks out of in the NFL game.
I know that's right.
So if I come across something in the NBA where I'm like, that's a definite, there's no way he's going to miss that or he'll be under that, then I'll drop a football player and pick up a basketball player.
Speaking of basketball player, looking at this Indiana-Detroit game, Cade Cunningham, 37.5 points and assists, 41, 41, 44, 37, 57.
All right.
I really like Cade Cunningham for points and assists.
All right, let me look at that because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, used to when you look at these games like, Indiana being where Indiana's at in the standings right now, and let's say Indiana's playing Boston, and you're kind of like, oh, Jaylen Brown's going to light it up because it's Indiana. Or just think of your worst team that Boston could be playing in the NBA. You always want
to be Indiana.
Well, it's Indiana Detroit tonight. But if I was a Detroit fan, I might be more cautious about my own players in that game because if it becomes a blowout, your hot top players aren't going to play that entire game. So you got to watch out for those games like that because, they're not going to risk them getting hurt. And if they have the opportunity to rest them, they're going to rest them. Like fourth quarter, don't expect your favorite stars to be in the game if it's a blowout.
That's
so you got to watch that
point.
Yeah, well, no, that's something I've noticed guys. I haven't watched the NBA since '97. Okay, and now that I'm watching it again, I've started seeing the trend because I'm not new to basketball, but I'm new to watching the NBA now again. And I can tell you, I've had Jaylen Brown in a few of my parlays, and what's happened is if Boston's up, Jaylen's sitting. And he will not meet his threshold if I took him on the overs.
I've had that happen to you. I agree.
So, yeah, I like the games that are more competitive because I know that they're probably getting a closer game, like the Chicago game tonight with Denver. I think that's going to be a good game, and I see the players in that game playing all 4 quarters. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you feel the same way about that Jalen Duran 33.5 PRA?
Well, again, Rodney, that's Indiana against.
No, I agree. I just said, do you feel the same way like Cade is what I was saying?
Well, the Cade Cunningham, I'd be a little nervous because if Detroit comes out like gangbusters and by the end of the third quarter, you absolutely know if you watch that game that Detroit's going to win, those guys might get parked on the bench and let the backups or the bench play and get some playing time, and you may not hit your parlay on it, is all I'm saying. But when you look at the game like Milwaukee and Cleveland, know that's going to be a game.
Right.
I don't see a blowout in this game. So I see these players having a better opportunity hitting their overs, especially if the numbers look good. Or you could look at the like Oklahoma City Thunder, New Orleans Pelicans. I'm not liking some of those picks, especially for SGA. He may not play all 4 quarters, so I don't like the numbers. They're too slim on the margins. But like the Chicago-Denver game, if you just look at it for a second, just go Chicago-Denver. Okay. If you notice, Jokic only had 27 points in the last game. But if you look at the previous 3, he was over on that. But if you go to his PRA, they got him at 51.5, but he had a 60, 57, and a 73. I can tell you those 3 games, they were playing better teams. But the last game, if you look at their schedule, and I'd have to pull it up on my separate phone, I don't have that in front of me.
Right.
He was at a 50, and that was probably a good team they played. Maybe I'd have to look, but tonight, with it being the Bulls are playing a lot better than what I even expected them to play this year. I like him on the over for the PRA at 51.5.
I see your logic there.
Hey, based on what you said a minute ago, and I know you guys probably have already moved on from this Indiana Detroit game, I really like on PRA Andrew Nimhard, 26.5 points, and Benedict Mathurin. I think because they are from Indiana, they've been blowing out. 26.5, the last three, 34, 31, 31. Benedict Mathurin, 40, 48, 33. He's at 22. So I like both of those on the more because
Okay,
they are going to get,
well,
they're going
Nembhard,
to have a
yes.
lot more minutes. Huh?
Nembhard, yes. Okay, so you're taking the lesser team of those two,
Yeah.
and they probably will get playing time. So anybody who is considered a top 5 starter, let's even take the top 3 starters for Indiana, they may park them just to say the load management, as you want to call it. I do like the Nembhard in that game. What I'm saying is, though, I would be cautious with your Detroit players because they're more
Right.
likely to sit if it's a blowout. Now, it could be a close game when it shouldn't be. It could go that way.
Right.
And Mathurin, that's not a bad look either. 22 points with PRA. I like that one too.
Going to the Lakers Philly, or not the Lakers Philly, I'm sorry, the Clippers Philly.
Yeah.
Paul George is back. I like Paul George for 18.5 against his former team. Embiid's out. Knee management.
Okay. It's not bad. And that'll give me my 12 picks. Actually, you know what? I am gonna lay off of. I'm taking Pickens off. I'm gonna leave him on. Never mind. Strike that.
I was looking for that when you were talking about the. Alright, I do like that. Paul George.
All right. Not bad. Not bad.
Staying on that game a minute. James Harden at 3.5 3-pointers. Last 4, 6, 2, 6, 1, 6, 5. He's hit 3 of 5. What do y'all think?
I like him more on attempts than I would actually making. He has been on a streak, but how long is he going to stay on that streak? And he is going against Paul George.
Let me see. Let me see something. Another one I like Harden on is field goal attempts. 19. 15, 23, 15, 25, 22. He's hit 3 of 5. Because that covers both. What do y'all 3 and 2? What do y'all think?
Maybe. I like it.
Would y'all do that one or?
Repeat that, Rodney.
I said, would y'all do that field goal attempted for Harden over the 3-point attempted because that covers both 2 and 3s?
I stay away. in the NBA, 3-pointers and stuff like that are like field goal kickers in the NFL. I tend to stay away from them.
All right. I agree with. I mean, that's making sense. Understand, I'm new to this, so I'm asking all kinds of crazy questions. All right, what you were talking about that Milwaukee Cleveland game? What do y'all like in that?
Milwaukee, Cleveland.
Giannis wasn't a bad look.
Or what? PRA?
Yeah.
49.5.
He's been right there.
2 of 5 there. I tell you what I do like if I'm going to do PRA is Miles Turner. 20.5 PRA. 3 of 5.
Giannis is back. Oh no.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Giannis. How y'all feel about Donovan Mitchell? PRA. 39.5. 39. He's hit 4 out of 5. But no, the only thing that scares me of that is he's been 4 in a row. It hadn't been one game missed. If you get what I'm saying.
I kind of like him on the under.
Theo, what do you think? I mean, that's an intriguing one.
Yeah.
Only thing that worries me, looking at the raw numbers, is he's hit 4 in a row.
Okay. Rodney, who are they playing? What's the matchup again?
Milwaukee, Cleveland.
Okay, so that's gonna be probably a back and forth till the end. It's gonna be within probably 10.
Right.
What they got him at?
39.
PRA?
PRA.
And they're in Cleveland, right?
They're in Cleveland.
What was this last 5? I'm sorry. I've got something else going on my phone right now. So
41, 51, 43, and 40.
And the one he missed was in the beginning at 34.
I mean, I like the over sound to it. But I heard Brandon liked the under.
Now that I'm thinking about it, this game actually might go to the wire. And both of Giannis and Donovan Mitchell are trying to make an MVP case. The PRA is really high, but so is that MVP case.
That's not out of Giannis realm, though.
Huh?
You know, that 51.5 for Giannis, that's not unknown for him.
Right. I mean, he's missed it 3 out of the last 5, but 65 and 50 when he hit it. 48, 44, and 47. Donovan Mitchell's been 41, 51, 43, and 40.
So let's take a look at this. Let's look at that 41 as a...
I don't necessarily like the Giannis, but I do like the Donovan Mitchell. I think I'd go ahead and take that. I think he's on a roll. I think he's trying to make an MVP case.
Yep.
All right. Do y'all want to go to New York at Miami or Charlotte at Toronto?
I think Dallas and Minnesota is going to be the better game.
Yeah, I would look at the closer matchups, the better record teams. If you're looking for those little secrets in there. Each game has a nugget. But I like looking at the closer games. That's what I was trying to explain a minute ago.
Yeah. I was thinking about conquering nipple in that Charlotte game.
Julius Randle, PRA 34.5. He's hit it 4 out of the last 5, but it's been 41, 29, 42, 42, and 40. They've got him at 36, 34.5.
And they're playing against who tonight?
Dallas.
That's just it, though. Is he going to play the whole game?
Dallas has been making them close. They've not been blowouts. That's what I was looking about Indiana. They're still tough and gritty. They're just not winning games.
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, he's been blowing that one out of the water.
I tell you.
I also like this Max Christie. Max Christie, 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. 21, 21, 25, 17, 22. He's hit 5 of 5 for 16.5. I took that one.
I do like that one. I agree with that one. I tell you another one I do like. Besides that, there was the point guard, another point guard on Dallas, Brandon Williams. 21 PRA. 22, 28, 31. Only bad game was a 14 and 24.
Another one that I really like is D'Angelo Russell, 17.5 PRA. The last 2 he's hit 39 and 21. He's getting more minutes.
Of those two, what stand out to you, Dio?
I've already, I only took 4 picks out of the NBA tonight, guys, and they're the ones that I liked. If you'd like, I would. Where the hell did I put my phone? Oh, there it is. Rodney, are you doing a separate parlay right now?
Yeah, because I can only do an 8 pick.
Okay.
Trey Murphy, PRA, he's hit 5 of 5, 26.5, but he's hit 53, 35, 32, 42, and 30. Again, it's 26.5. I'm going to take the over on that in the Oklahoma City New Orleans game.
Rodney, what game are you looking at? Let me know.
That's Oklahoma City New Orleans.
I'm asking
Trey
Rodney
Murphy for third. PRA.
Hold on. The one game we were looking at, Brandon went past, but what game you looking at? We can go on from that one. I was looking at the Dallas Maverick, Minnesota, between the Brandon Williams.
Okay, what category are we looking at, Rod?
The PRA.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it took 2 of my picks away from me.
Brandon Williams, because he's hit 4 or 5. That was.
I mean, without me, look. All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, the over looks nice, Rodney.
I think I'm a ride with that over.
Okay.
I've got to come up with 2 more picks because, yeah.
Oh wait, I do too. Indiana and Detroit. The Nimhard and Benedict Mathurin.
Yep.
See, I already locked mine in on those 2 guys. They can't take them away. I'm locked in for what they've got.
I wish I would have been.
So that's why. Look, Lately, I've just been rolling with one parlay a night. I had 8 picks on the NFL game tonight, and I took 4 in the NBA.
I'm just gonna do these 6 picks.
Did they raise or lower the threshold on Nimbard and Matherin?
Remove them. They're unavailable. They're completely unavailable picks.
That's weird.
I want to see something.
And I mean, if they've been benched or they're not playing tonight, they're just going to call out a void for me on my parlay, and they won't count against me.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray. No. Is this Chicago Denver game? It should be competitive, right? Chicago's
Oh,
pretty good.
Absolutely.
PRA. I like Giddy for 35.5 PRA. 47, 56, 37, 52. He missed once, but he got 30.
Yeah, I saw that one earlier.
Do what?
I looked at that one earlier.
I like it. I'm going to take that one.
I think I'm going to ride with Giddy too. And then I'll tell you another one I do like. This Isaac Carl, 11 PRA. He's hit 3 of 5. 26, 21, 14 are the ones, and the ones he's missed were 10 and 7.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot. I'm going to take that one as well. I'm locked in.
I am too.
What's the spread on tonight's game?
Let me get back to my...
All right, real quick. This is a pretty big point spread. 11.5, Detroit, Indiana. You got 11-2 Detroit versus a 1-12 Indiana.
We talked about we don't know what Indiana team we're going to get, but obviously with the 2 starters out, it could end up being a blowout or a cakewalk, whatever you want to call it.
McConnell's back. Detroit is 11.5, so 12-point favorite. I like Indiana to cover the spread. I don't think they're going to outright win, but I think they're desperate. I think they're gonna claw and scratch. And if you look at what they've done, they've not been blown out but twice. So everything else has been real close.
I can see them covering, but I still think it's going to be more like a 15, 16-point game.
All right, real quick. Dallas, the spread is 3.5 in Dallas's favor. The over-under is 48.5.
So 48.5. I'm not saying Dallas will win by this much, but I'm going to make a point. 35-3 is still 38 points. You said 42.5? I mean...
48.5. 49 points.
I can see it being a little... I can see it over. What do you think, Dio?
Yeah.
I'm taking the under. I don't think the Raiders can put up enough points, and I don't see Dallas getting over. I don't see them getting to 41. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen. The second half is going to be a lot more clock management, and I just don't see it happening. What about you, Dio?
Repeat that one to me.
Oh, you already said it. I'm sorry. 3.5. Dallas is favored 3.5 at Las Vegas. They have no faith in Vegas at all. We actually have a pretty similar record, believe it or not. We're only one game, one win and one tie difference. They got 2 more losses than we have. But Cowboys go to Raiders. They're favored 3.5.
I would take Dallas on the over.
Dallas covered spread.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easy. That's how I feel. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the 7th Pick. I'm your boy Rook. That's the Diabolical One, and Rodney, Hot Rod's Eye on Sports. This episode is brought to you in part by Heaven Sent Hellbent Gear. Go to hshbgear.com. Get your 15% off with promo code MARRIED. Styles Apparel, rekeeping the latest fashion of women's styles and apparel and dugout mugs. Thank you guys so much. Peace.